In this video, you will learn how to extract your collected survey and routine data into a CSV format from your study profile in Zamplo Research. Zamplo uses PGP, which stands for Pretty Good Privacy, based encryption, a public-private key encryption scheme to protect your exported files. This allows us to encrypt files so only someone with your private key can open them. Even the Zamplo team can't decrypt the files without your private key. PGP uses a public key and a private key to encrypt and decrypt files. The public key is the key you share with the Zamplo team, and the private key you keep only to yourself. It's important to note that you should keep your private key safe and don't share it with anyone. Always use drive encryption such as BitLocker on Windows or File Vault on macOS when handling participant data. The process for exporting data will depend on if you're using a Windows setup or a macOS setup. Now let's go over how to export data if you're using a macOS device. First, you will need to download and install GPGTools in order to create your key. Run the installer and double-click on Install. Read through the license and click through the install screens until complete. GPG Keychain should automatically run once it's been installed. However, if it didn't, you can find it by going to Application and selecting GPG Keychain. The first time GPG Keychain runs, it will ask for some permissions. Accept access to control GPG Keychain. Additionally, you can optionally accept access to your contacts to help with filling out new key details later. You may see a pop-up asking to enable GPG Mail Big Sur Activator. This isn't required when using Zamplo Research. If your organization doesn't use GPG for securing email, you can click Not Now. Next, you will need to create a new key that can be used with Zamplo's file encryption. To do this, enter your first and last name, enter the email you use to log into Zamplo Research, create a password to protect the encryption key, click Create Key. Once the key creation is complete, you will see a prompt asking you to upload to a public server. Select No Thanks. You will now be on the main screen of GPG Keychain. Let's go over how to back up your key. Press the Control key and click the encryption key that has your email address on it. Click the Export option and choose where you want to save your key to. It's important to check the Include Secret Key in Exported File checkbox. Click Save. Enter your key's password and click OK. Don't share this file with anyone and ensure it's stored in a safe place. If you use multiple computers, you can import this key. Importing works between operating systems such as Windows and macOS. Next, you will need to send your public key to the Zamplo team so we can encrypt your files. In the GPG Keychain, press the Control key and click on the encryption key with your email address on it. Click on the Export option and choose where to save the key to. It's important to make sure the Include Secret Key in Exported File is not checked. Click Save. Send this file as an attachment to support@zamplo.org and indicate in the email address you used to create the key. This should be the same as the email address you used to log into Zamplo Research. Once you have sent the Zamplo team your public key and email address, give the team some time to configure your encryption key before starting any exports. We will send you an email when this is complete. Next, let's complete an encrypted export test. To do this, we will export the participant list. Make sure you have configured your encryption key before starting this step. Open Zamplo Research. From the top of the screen, select the Study Profile drop-down and select the study name. Navigate to the left side of the screen and click on Manage Participants. Make sure you have at least one participant in the list. If there isn't one, you can add one by selecting the Add Participant at the top. Click the Export List button in the top right. Enter the name of the file and click the Export CSV button. Note: if prompted, make sure to save the file in a location you will remember. If you aren't prompted, you will find the file in your Downloads folder. Now that the file is downloaded, it's time to decrypt it. Open the Finder and navigate to where you saved the file. Double-click on the encrypted file you just saved. Click Show in Finder once the decryption is finished. You will now have a new file that has a 2.gpg at the end of the file name. We will need to remove this before opening the file. Press the Control key and click on the decrypted file. Choose the Rename option. Remove the end of the file name so that only .csv remains at the end. Hit the Enter key. Open the file in any spreadsheet program. You are now ready to download encrypted files from Zamplo Research. Let's go over how to download survey and routine data that has been collected for your study. In Zamplo Research, navigate to the left and click on Extract Data. Click on Export Data in the upper right corner. Give the file a name. Select the data items you want included in the export. Click on Export Zip. Before opening any exported file, it must first be decrypted. Double-click on the file you want to decrypt. Enter your key's password if prompted. Once the decryption is complete, click OK. You can now open the file in any spreadsheet program. And that's it. You now know how to export data from Zamplo Research using a macOS computer.